We all have great potentials inside of us. We have a short time to live this wonderful life. So going after your dreams and passions are so important, and just asking yourself, am I where I want to be? And if not, how am I going to get there?
Hey, courageous journeyers. Welcome to the Bravery Path, a show dedicated to guiding you on a kick-ass expedition towards a life of fearless authenticity, self-discovery, and boundless potential. I am super excited about today. Our topic is dream chasers, exploring the journey of unleashing potential and pursuing our passions. I'm super excited to interview this guest because not only is she one of my dearest and closest longtime besties for more than 20 years, so we were like four. She's a badass businesswoman who is chasing her dreams and crushing it. She's the proud business owner of the Dancing Lily and Lads clothing boutiques located in the heart of downtown Victoria. She's an Indigenous business owner and actor whose positivity and good vibes are sure to inspire you, because I know they do me. So please welcome, woo, I gotta sing, Lili Butterfield.
Hey, how's it going?
Amazing, because I'm interviewing you.
I know, this is surreal. I love it.
I'm really excited. So before I guess we've known, I'll just do a quick backstory just because it's super special. So Lili and I met in high school when we were 15.
Yeah.
Which was not that long ago.
No, it was yesterday.
It was yesterday. So yeah, it's super fresh in the mind. We were in high school and we've grown throughout life and had our many different chapters. I moved to Los Angeles for 8 years and she came to visit me and we had lots of great times and many memories. So
Lots of adventures, lots of giggle fests, a lot of fun.
yeah. Yeah. 100% fun. Okay, so I want to just ask you some questions. I'm really excited because I know you've got some fantastic nuggets of wisdom to inspire listeners. Can you please introduce yourself and share a little bit about your background and your expertise in pursuing your dreams?
Sounds good. Yeah, like you said, I own 2 fashion boutiques here in Victoria. I'm also a working actor, and it's exactly what I've been wanting to do since I was a child. Literally exactly what I wanted to do.
That's awesome.
Like back in the day when the teachers used to tell you or ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Mm-hmm.
It's always an entrepreneur
Mm-hmm.
and always an actor. From my earliest memories, I've always remembered that's exactly what I wanted to do. And if you told me in the 20s that in my not 30s, I'd be doing it, I wouldn't have believed you. Yeah, it's amazing to actually be living the dream you always wanted.
That's really cool. I love that you just found your way. Like a path is never really a straight line, is it? So this zigzag fashion, but you managed to come full circle and you're stepping into that. And it's not even just stepping into it, you've been doing it. You just celebrated your anniversary.
Yeah.
7
It's
years?
8 years.
8 years.
Yes, of the Dancing Lily.
Wow.
Only a few months of my second shop Lads clothing, but 8 years of the Dancing Lily.
Yeah, I'm gonna geek out for a little second here because I cried when she shared this news with me. So Lads, a men's clothing boutique, is super dope because not only is it the clothing collection and how well she buys for her store, but the meaning. Tell the listeners about the meaning of Lads.
Sure. So Lads came from, at first I had thought I'd wanted to name it Butterfield because that's my last name. The people who inspired me the most were my family members. But then I wanted to make it more personal. So for me, I decided to play around with the names. One day I wrote out my Uncle Lyman's name, my dad Alfred's name, my Uncle David's name, and my cousin Stuart's name, and my brother Jordan's name. Unfortunately, Jordan didn't make the cut. And I only say that because I asked his permission. He knew ahead of time. But when I was writing it down, it perfectly spelled out Lads. And not only that, is in the birth order of them. So my Uncle Lyman was the eldest brother. My dad is the middle. My Uncle David was the youngest. And then my cousin Stuart obviously was after them.
So cool. Yeah, so cool. And what a catchy name too. So if you live in the Victoria area, we'll make sure at the end of this that you can know where to find Lili and her awesome clothing, because I say more than half, but it's probably solid 78% of my clothing wardrobe is from one of her boutiques. Representing with this fun tee here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a lot of really cool clothing. So
not only that, your whole family shops at my store.
yeah.
Everybody in your family,
Everybody
except for
does.
the kids at the moment.
Just they're once they can, they will.
They will.
They'll get Nolan's not that far away
No,
from being
not.
Yeah. Yes, I am wanting to ask you, you are always on the go. And I like how does she juggle it between auditions in the store and operations? And then, I mean, I was super pumped to hear that you're opening up a second store, but then my brain went into a further. What? Do you have that cool thing, Hermione, from like where you get to rewind time and then be able to execute everything?
If I did, that would be the greatest gift on earth to me.
Walk me through your day. Tell me about your stepping into these dreams too.
Almost every day, I start by either a nice walk down the road. We live right near a beautiful beach and a beautiful walkway.
I love her neighborhood.
So for us, going into nature is the first beginning of every day. If I can, if I can't, then I make sure to do it at the end of the day. I usually head down to my stores before they open. I like that tranquility of it being calm with myself. It gives me time to reflect. And if I have an audition, I can start studying there too. Then I'm usually running one of the boutiques and sometimes going in between them. And it's wild. Luckily, they're located right next to each other, so it makes it really smooth and easy. Perfect. It's absolutely perfect. And then when I'm there, my focus is on my customers, making everyone's day happier, making them not feel scared to go shopping. My place is very inviting. It's very happy. I get that told to me daily. So that's the vibe of the shop. And then a lot of the time, the evenings are filled with classes or me just hanging out, watching TV and zoning out completely, or auditioning or studying to audition or hanging out with my friends. I, despite everything, need to have a very busy social life too. I need to be surrounded by you and our other friends. For me, that's really important. My whole day is inspired about everything I do. I literally do it all every day.
I know. One of the things I admire about you, like we can noticing it as as time passes, just how precious intentionality, just spending time as we're building our dreams and going after our goals. And time is our most precious commodity, as a lot of you will know, but you always make the time to connect. And I love that about you and appreciate that deeply. And I think it's amazing how you juggle, you persevere. You tell me, like, I'm always busy. You want to hang out? And yet you've accomplished. Sometimes I felt like a couple minor times with like auditions, but you managed to just figure it out. You figure it out and you make sure that you don't really miss a beat.
Yeah. And like you said, with auditions, sometimes I ask you to help me out. Yeah. I ask other friends to help me out.
Sometimes, so community maybe. Yeah. Just like that.
So part important of a puzzle. To me. It's so important to connect because your people they inspire you. So when I'm with you, my vibe is higher after I leave. When I'm with my friend Jen, I feel so much more connected to everything. So
maybe saying, while we're on this pursuit of chasing our dreams, how much would you say that's an important component?
I think it's completely important, especially if you're all supporting each other's dreams. Like a lot of the time we are together, I feel like we talk about our dreams. We like to do visualization. We like to do our almost yearly sit down where we sit down. We either do a plan for our year or we do vision boards or we do something that will inspire our
what did we learn
dreams.
This year? What are reflections? So essentially we formed a mastermind a while ago and being able to reflect. That's very true.
Yeah. And we've done it all over Los Angeles here.
Yeah. Fun fact. So Lili would come to visit me. And then when I wasn't able to come back to visit in Victoria, where we're from, she would just stay in touch also with physical gifts. She sent me like, it was almost a little, hey, how are you moving your goals forward? Are you? And something of inspiration. And it was always perfect timing. But now, funny enough, short little side notice, we're actually neighbors again. So we're only a block away. It's crazy how life kind of circles around that way. Countries apart, back to somehow our neighbors.
Yeah.
So great. I want to ask you some more questions here because you got so much good stuff to share. Okay, what are some practical steps and strategies that individuals you think can take to identify and tap into their potential?
Yeah, for me, I'd say sit with yourself. I try to do it weekly, but really, like it could be a monthly check-in and see where you are and see what you want to be doing and asking yourself that. We all have great potentials inside of us. And I feel like we have a short time to live this wonderful life. So for me, going after your dreams and passions are so important and just asking yourself, am I where I want to be? And if not, how am I going to get there? And then ask for help. I started a couple years ago going to life coaching. Had a wonderful life coach who I worked with, and now I have wonderful acting coaches who also work as my life coaches. So that's really important. But I feel like we have so much potential in our every day. So when you could just sit down with yourself and have a conversation, whether it's journaling, which I'm horrible at, by the way. So my journaling experience is very sporadic, but I still do it.
Are you meaning horrible because you're not consistent with it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a great writer either. Physically, it's painful. I had an injury when I was younger, so I can't write for very long. So for me, it's when the moment's right, I sit down and talk to myself and ask myself, where am I going? What do I want to be doing? Yeah. So for me, I think that's a very good beginner step.
What I'm getting from that is the quality of the questions we ask ourselves to help unlock that potential. So it's a really good guide. Where am I at? Do I like where I am? And if you essentially are not liking those answers, asking better questions, what could I change? Or so self-reflection, better questions to unlock. So those are really good strategies.
Yeah. And also working with other people. I have a great support system.
Support system.
Yeah, yes. For me, that's a huge thing. And then surrounding yourself by people who are doing what you want to be doing. So for me as an actor, I surround myself by a lot of actors and comedians and fun people who inspire me. So then it's always in my life somehow. So I see it visualizing. I see them booking jobs. I see them doing the work. I see them showing up for themselves. So even if I have a hard time seeing the potential in myself, I can go, oh, there's my friend Emily. She just booked an amazing Hallmark. Or so having somebody you don't have to necessarily be jealous of them or be like, oh my God, they're doing better than me. It's all about using their energy and their, how would you say, like their life to inspire you.
Celebrating each other's wins.
Exactly.
I liked when you're saying that because I'm thinking there might be potential where some listeners will think that's all fine and dandy. You've got a great support system, but I don't have that. But even if you don't feel that you've been in an environment with a great support system, there sounds like a lot of encouragement is just take a little step of bravery. If there's something you're drawn to, like acting, maybe look at some schools and audit, you can go and check them out and you'd be surprised. You can be around the like-minded individual environment, right?
Yeah.
And that support network will naturally you'll be surrounding yourself around people that are on a similar path or passions as you.
Yeah. You could really do it with any hobby, any passion, any pursuit you want. There are opportunities everywhere. There's so much with the internet. There's so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You can reach so many people all around the world.
That's very true. Could you share an experience where you encountered a significant challenge or overcame an obstacle while pursuing your passions?
Yeah, I'd say, and I think I can look at it two ways, but my acting career, I would say that I stepped back and stopped pursuing it in a way during my 20s. I'm very thankful I took time away from it, but it also gave me the belief that maybe it wasn't achievable. Like when you're younger and you're ready to go pursue after high school, your careers, you're gung ho. But if you don't do it, sometimes that gets in your head that you're not going to be living that life. Look at me now. I audition all the time. Like,
never too late to start.
It's never too late to start.
Never too late.
And even if you have that small passion from many years ago, you can pick it up. You can pick it up and start over again. So for me, now that I get to look back from where I am and where I was, it's cool that I'm actually doing the thing I wanted to.
Yeah.
And that the belief in myself is still high, but I overcame that doubt, that self-doubt of, I can't do this. It was there for a little bit. I let that sink in. Or maybe it's even just that the fact that I let other things take over. I went into management. I went into managing restaurants and retail, and that helped me open my shop though. Yeah. So like we're all on this journey. I guess really it's believing in the path that you're aligning yourself with. And like you said earlier, how would I say, you don't know where it's going.
No.
It's not a straight path. But don't let your mind get in the way of that. No, always keep the door open a little bit.
I do think that is key. And I love how you kept that. It was open enough for you to revisit, even though that voice that was in the head. And I know that I've experienced it many times, but we don't have to let it win. And it's so great where we can let go of some of these ideas and these thoughts that can be very limiting, that those dreams don't have to die. They might sit away in a drawer temporarily, but that path, I love that what you said, you went into management, and I remember you did a lot of retail, a lot of different things that actually paved the way to make you be able to step into the shoes of being a business owner. It probably wasn't clear at the time that's what that was, but it was there for you to help mold you and like to be able to step into that dream.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
And then you did it with faith. You took an action. Like I remember you're like, I got to go write my business plan. Like, business plan?
What business plan? Yeah. And I guess in doing so and just following where your life goes, you meet people who inspire you, new mentors that come into your life, people who show you that you can do it. I'm grateful that my family, a lot of them are entrepreneurs. So I grew up with them and I knew that was a thing I wanted to do. But when you're in your 20s, you don't think, I'm going to open a business. Or not generally, everyone thinks that. Some people definitely have that in them. You don't know what's in you. So just watching other people do stuff and be like, it's easy. It's not easy.
I think just also a testament to anybody's listening today that's feeling like, you know what, I've had my dreams in a drawer. I haven't revisited. I've wanted to fill in the blank X, Y, Z to go do that. Very possible what you've been learning along the way has got loads of nuggets of wisdom and just skill sets that you're acquiring that are setting you up to be able to thrive and revisit with those dreams that just don't know, but to stay open to that possibility, and a little goes a long way.
It's so true. Yeah, like you look back on the life I've lived, I managed a successful corporation with Le Chateau. I've run and helped manage two very well-known, loved restaurants. I've supported them and I learned from them. So for sure, I bring those practices into my shops every single day now. Whether it's the corporate side of me or the small business owner side of me, it's a blended world of everything I've done before.
That's really cool. I like to ask this question because there are many different answers to it. And I want to know, how do you define success?
Okay, I think, and I'll take this from my amazing uncle, David, but to me, success is being happy. Yeah. Following your happiness is the number one pursuit we should all be on. he taught us that. He taught many people that. He was an incredible human, but his thing was, what makes you happy? And for me, that's what success is, being happy.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's simple. It's not even bigger than that. It's, are you happy? And
It's simple. Some of the simplest things are the most profound, right?
Yeah. And so for me, that's what drives me every single day is, are you happy? And every single day I can say yes. It's incredible.
That is incredible. Yeah. I was thinking of that movie, The Pursuit of Happiness. Just how you can realign if you're not able to answer yes, then you why and make some changes from there.
Yeah.
But, that's true. Happiness is the bedrock of, I think, most of us when we say we're chasing success or we want success. Maybe at the end of the day, it really boils down to,
Yeah.
do I feel fulfilled? Am I happy? Am I loved? Do someone love me?
Yeah. And like in saying that, like all of our definition of happiness is different.
Mm.
So maybe being a CEO of a top company makes you like the happiest and it like inspires your daily, but you also just might be happy living your life and having a 9 to 5 job and then going home to your family. There's so much different definition of happiness too, but it's pretty simple. Are you living a happy life? And I love that. So for me, success is being happy.
This next one is going to make me giggle. Let's see your reaction. What are some strategies or techniques for managing time, setting priorities, and avoiding burnout?
Well, burnout and I are friends. And I know when it's coming. And it comes often lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one makes me laugh. I even think over the weekend I said, hey, I need to change something. I'm definitely feeling like I'm running into a wall. Oh. So it does happen. I am living a very happy life, but I also live a very stressful, high chances of burnout. I work almost 7 days a week.
Yeah.
So for me, it's important to know yourself, know what you're capable of, and then asking for help when you need it. Mm. I'm so grateful that I have such a cool support system within my staff and my mom who can actually work at my shops. So if I'm really feeling it, I ask for the time off. Yeah. And right now, staffing isn't the easiest, but my team right now is phenomenal. I have one of the highest world's class, best group of people, and they make my dreams like
I've met some of them. They're pretty awesome.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
And a couple of them are some of my best friends who I regularly hang out with.
I think it's a testament too, is that they say your vibe attracts your tribe. So you carry such a torch of happiness and positivity and preach it and walk it and live it and breathe it and have t-shirts and coffee and love and more love. And so naturally, I think that is how you've been able to attract so many people who are throughout the years, just like really quality
people for sure.
Yeah.
And I love that you said coffee because that's my go-to for my daily life.
Coffee burn.
Yeah. Coffee helps avoiding the burnout. And then sometimes coffee makes the burnout. It's a fine line. And then coffee plus a good support system is golden. Yeah. So for me, I would say, burnout is a real thing. We do need to take pause. We have so much happening with our daily life, social media. We have high demands of jobs. We always want to be moving forward. And so it's a really hard place to balance. Sometimes I just turn my phone off. I meditate. There's great meditations online. You have an amazing meditation that you can do that I love. So for me, it's taking those moments and just doing it for yourself. And then also doing fun things. Like you got to get your nails done, do your hair, go for a nice walk. There's so much you can do in your daily life.
Self-care.
That really does help. Drinking a lot of water, very good for you. So for me, I'm on a thin line a lot with burnout, but I also know what I need to do for myself to step back.
So basically, being in tune with your body and knowing when to take a step back and do some self-care, really key. So we want to make sure that we're pushing ourselves and we're bringing out the best. We're bringing our A game, but not to take it so far across the line, just to let it all kind of come to a crashing point. But asking for help,
big one.
Self-care, whether it's just like taking a 5-minute or 10-minute, a little goes a long way, my friends. Sounds like it.
I love a good nap too. Like the couch is a 2-seater that we're on. I'm 5'9". I still fit myself on here and have a little power nap. It is so amazing what a little nap can do for you.
Fantastic. So I'm really wondering, why do you think it's important to inspire and support others in the pursuit of their dreams?
Oh, it's my favorite thing in the whole world. Like, it literally makes me the happiest. I'm everyone's cheerleader for going after their dreams.
Yeah.
And cheerleading them and supporting them makes me even happier. So that's a win right there. I love watching people just find joy in what they do and go after the big scary things. But I really like being the person who also helps them through it. It's like a listening ear when they're having a hard time. Maybe sprinkling in some advice. Sometimes I don't have any advice, and I just am there to give a good hug.
Really good.
Yeah, a good hug changes the world. So, so for me to inspire is also getting inspired. Like watching your friends live a beautiful life makes it so much easier for you to want to chase your own inspiration.
So it's really, this makes the world go round. It's like a beautiful circle. So when we give, yours is coming from a very selfless place of just loving to see people grow and stepping into their happiness and fulfilling their potential, but it's feeding you in the same way.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as
it makes the world go round.
Exactly. And as a business owner, you can do small things for your friends. Show up for when they're having their little special party, which you and your family are so good at showing up for my parties. And you've even performed at one of my parties. My anniversary last year. And the fact that I can hire you means I give your dreams a potential spot while you help mine. It's really cool when you could support your friends. And I hire my friends, like I said, that's really important. But I also say, hey, if you want to go after your dreams, like this career doesn't have to be yours forever. It's just a spot for you to get to where you're going. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's great. I love that.
Yeah.
So I feel like this kind of piggybacks on the last question. What impact do you believe pursuing dreams can have on communities and society as a whole? I feel like you answered it, but
yeah,
maybe we can expand just a little more.
Definitely, we can expand that. So for me, I am a small business owner. I've had Dancing Lily since 2016, as well as now Lads Clothing. And I have many friends who own small businesses downtown. And something special about Victoria, especially, like when you go downtown, it's full of small businesses, locally owned, locally made. There's so much happening. And the fact that we all get to live our happy dreams makes Victoria one of the coolest places to visit.
Yeah.
So when we're all happy and following our dreams and following our passions and pursuing those little things that make our world better for ourselves, it makes for a really cool environment. Like it's a cool experience to come downtown. Other big cities have lost that because they don't have
cookie cutter, a lot more of the corporate and stuff,
which is great too.
It has its place.
Yeah.
I just find that the landscape, it really does change the overall vibe.
Yeah, you really do have to go and search the communities that have the small businesses, and when you find them, it might not be as big, but Victoria is like a whole beautiful city of small businesses. And then we get to hire, we get to do more, we can help our environment, we can help the local economy. It is the coolest thing ever. I feel really proud to own 2 shops now here. Victoria.
Just starting. Soon to take on the road of positivity. Ripple effects. So this has been just such a joy. I'm really grateful that you sat down and did this interview with me. Do you have any final words or inspiration for our listeners who are aspiring dream chasers?
Yeah, you can do this. You absolutely can. The doors are opening all around you. And you might need to ask for help, and that's 100% okay. It's so needed to have a great support system. And if it's not around you, there are people around you who are there. You can search for a great support system. So that's the basics. For me personally, I always say don't go for perfection. Just start. Go for your dreams.
Do it now.
Yeah.
Do it scared.
Yeah. Because you'll learn along the way what works and what doesn't work. So if you just jump into it, even if it's a small step, just go for it. Because it doesn't necessarily have to all make sense right away. It will make sense.
I think that's a really good one to take home. I feel like when we're little kids, we're less attached to perfection. We just show up when we start playing, and
100%.
you know, and somewhere along the way, we started thinking, maybe I don't like the idea of not having it all figured out just yet. But I'm applying that and being really mindful when I notice that creeping up. Done is better than perfect. And then you can always tweak it and refine it. But get started.
Yeah, go for it.
That's
it's worth
great.
it.
Yeah. Because what else are we going to do? We're going to like feel, I guess I won't do it. And then I'll feel frustrated later on. Jump in. You only have amazing things actually pretty much waiting on the other side.
So true. Yeah.
Okay. You have sent me amazing little nuggets of books and things for inspiration that showed up spontaneously at my place in LA. And I love it. And I want to ask you, what are the top 3 books? I know you got a huge collection, but what are the top 3 that you would recommend to listeners if they want to have a little extra inspiration or deep dive?
Yeah. Okay. So for me, I have 3 amazing ones I could recommend. And I feel like a couple of them really align with who I am. And I learn from them all the time, whether it's their books, audiobooks, podcasts. There are people who really inspire me. So The Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein. Gabby is one of the most amazing people, I would say, in the humans in the world who inspire. Her meditations are amazing. I actually do a monthly challenge that happens, I think, every January with her. And it's Manifesting Challenge. It's 21 days. So that's one of
Shout out to Gabby.
Yeah. No plug. I don't know her, but I love her.
But we will really get to know you.
So Gabrielle Bernstein, The Universe Has Your Back.
Okay.
Everything is Figure-Outable by Marie Folio.
Yeah.
Because everything is figure-outable, which is what I just said.
It's a good tongue twister. Figure-outable. It's true. Everything is figure-outable. You figure it out, no matter what.
Yeah. It's amazing. And one that I think we both love, The Surrender Experiment.
Gold.
Yeah. By Michael A. Singer.
Yeah. It's Michael A. Singer.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that one, did I recommend to you?
Or did you recommend to
me?
Oh, I don't know. It might have been like this is to the round circle. I read it was actually an assignment, was The Untethered Soul. And then who's Conrad? Who recommended Surrender? If you like that, you should read The Surrender Experiment. Yeah, that might have been like just communities. Got you back. So I love that because that was about flow and saying yes, even if you don't necessarily know how, right? Like how you had this incredible, anyway, don't want to ruin it for you, but I love those. So you got the Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein. You've got Marie Forleo's Everything is Figure-Outable. And then we've got The Surrender Experiment by Michael A. Singer. Okay, those are 3 amazing books. I highly recommend you go and get them now for this podcast. And thank you. I just want to say a giant thank you for your inspiration and sharing your backstory. It's really fantastic. Not only just as friends, but just I love being able to, you have inspired me in so many different ways just by stepping into your authenticity, your truth, and your bright shining lights. And
the same is for you. I'm so proud of you and everything you do. Like, I feel like we have always inspired each other, but the fact that we're both doing these really cool things at the same time,
Yeah.
really jumping into our own and like finding ourselves, we've done it all together.
Yeah.
We've been best friends since we were 15. That's a huge thing. And to see you doing the coolest things, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Where can listeners find more information and connect with you?
Yeah, you can go to thedancinglily.com, which is the website for the Dancing Lily. We don't have one for Lads Clothing yet. We don't really have an online store, but you can find out who I am there. And I will promise to work on my online store. That's a whole other business in its own.
What was your Instagram?
Yeah, so my Instagram is at the Dancing Lily, and then Lads Clothing is at Lads Clothing _Victoria. And then my name is spelled different than the shop. So you're going to look for me at Lili, spelled with an I, so Li.Butterfield. And that's where you can find me.
That's awesome. Yeah, she's got so many different things that are really tied in for her. The whole scope of between her acting and her store, and just a little affirmation posts and lots of fun positivity. Thanks for giving you that extra boost for your day.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for tuning in, and sending you lots of love and blessings as you continue unfoldment of your journey. And I hope today you found some really positive upliftment and inspiration as you start to take the next big steps towards your goals and your dreams.